from Book of White to Berkeley, California to perform in a concert at Zellerbach Auditorium, if you can imagine those four icons of the blues. I want to tell you a little bit about Dick Waterman, and I want to thank the Rotary Club and the Historic Preservation Commission for bringing him here for this ceremony, because I don't think anybody, or probably no one, knew Eddie James' Son House as well as Dick Waterman did. Dick started out life in the working world as a sports writer, but his passion for blues and his friendship with a handful of other passionate blues fans caused him to seek out and look for these older blues musicians whose music had touched him so deeply and who had seemingly slipped through the cracks of American culture. In the early 1960s, through a series of coincidence, mystery, and synchronicity, he was able to find Son House in Rochester, New York, where he had retired after working on the railroad. He brought Son House to the American public's eye, managed his career, took on the careers of people like Mississippi John Hurt and Book of White and other musicians that I had mentioned. Dick would say that all I was trying to do was find these guys work. But in truth, through Dick's efforts of bringing visibility back to these musicians, Dick influenced a change in American culture, because rock and roll musicians, folk musicians, and audiences all around the world were able to reappreciate and rediscover, along with Dick, the music of these wonderful artists. And I must say, before I bring him up here, one last thing. It's because of Dick that so many of us were able to witness the intense muse and compelling otherworldly blues spirit that inhabited Son House when he performed. I cannot convey to you that sense of muse and otherworldly spirit that Son House was able to convey through his body to audiences. The sports world's loss has been American culture and world music culture's gain, thanks to Dick Waterman. Dick?
I think the first point that I would make is that there's an expression that says that the prophet is held without honor in his hometown. When you talk to blues fans from Japan or Australia or Italy, whatever, when they start talking about blues, Mississippi blues, the words Grafton and Paramount are really significant. And if you get nothing else out of my remarks, it's this, is that you may not fully understand or appreciate, but the ripples go so wide that men and women with so much talent may have come into this town one time, two times, recorded a few songs, and then left, never to come back to Grafton. But these old 78s, over the decade, they were found by music fans and reissued in LP format and CD box sets, whatever. And now there's YouTube video of Son House and Skip James, whatever. And it's really so precious and so valuable that I cannot convey enough how important it is that you hold precious this legacy that you have. In other words, with any way that I can help, I certainly will. Another remark that I would make is that when I was a kid growing up in New England, I was a huge Louis Armstrong fan. I love Louis Armstrong. And just 60 years ago this fall, I saw Louis' famous concert, Satchmo Symphony Hall, which it was recorded. And my uncle took me, had great seats right down front. And Louis came right to the front of the stage, and he looked down, and he said, "I'm a ding-dong daddy from Dumas, and you ought to see me strut my stuff." And I looked up at him, and I wanted to be a grown-up so I could have a girlfriend, and I could say, "I'm a ding-dong daddy from Dumas, and you ought to see me strut my stuff." I was 12 years old. I didn't know what a ding-dong daddy was. I didn't know where Dumas was. And at the age of 12, I had no stuff to strut anyway. But anyway, I was a sports writer, and I sold a newspaper on the article that we were going to go south to Mississippi and look for an old bluesman who had recorded decades before. And they said, if you find him, you got a story. And I don't find him, there's no story. So, I did a lot of things wrong in the 60s. A lot of bluesmen were very patient with me. I went through a learning experience. But I never, ever, for one moment, didn't realize the greatness of Sun House. I knew that I had been assigned the stewardship, that I had to get this man recorded and travel with him. I had to bring him to the world. That his greatness sometimes would be playing for 20 people, and he just brought it one way. He closed his eyes, his head went back, he ripped the slide up the guitar, and he just went somewhere. For 6 minutes, 10 minutes, 14 minutes, whatever it was, he just left the room. He went to Greenville, he went to Tunica, he went to 1928, he went to 1932. He just left you. And it was like a whole transformation. And then when he came back, the song ended, he would mop his face with a handkerchief, and then he would open his eyes and blink, and he'd come back to you. And it was just an incredible thing, and he did it every song. And whether he was playing for a small crowd or a big stadium, he only had one way to do it, with nothing more real and nothing more authentic. And the greatness of Sun House was not written on his face. If you looked at Muddy Waters or Jimmy Reed or Howlin' Wolf or really great bluesmen, and you watched them watching Sun House, they could see the awe. You could see the awe on Muddy Waters' face as his mentor just did it. Buddy Guy did a lot of shows with him over the years, and Buddy used to look at Sun House and say, "That old man is playing another kind of music from the rest of us. We just can't even go where he goes." And he really does you proud. He does Paramount proud, he does Grafton proud. And I'll tell you a really interesting coincidence. Sun House in 1930 and Skip James in 1931 did an odd number of sides. I think Sun did 9 and Skip did 11. They did an odd number of sides. The two odd sides of these two bluesmen were put back to back on the same 78, which has never been done. And to take this further, into the 1960s, these two great Paramount bluesmen, whose odd side discovered, 3 bluesmen came from New England into the Mississippi Delta, 3 bluesmen came from California into the Mississippi Delta, and one group of 3 found Skip James, and one group of 3 found Sun House on the same day. June 21, 1964, both men were rediscovered on the same day by groups of 3 white men with opposite coasts, and neither one knew that we were both in Tunica and Robinsonville and Mississippi.